So, hello, we are back with
Hey,
another video talking about our car. So, there is our old car. Basically, we got another car because the old car we had got in an accident and I don't think it was a total loss. Well, yeah, I guess it was pretty much a total loss.
we're assuming that the cost of repairs would have been a lot more than what we needed.
Yeah, so it was an '05, so it was more than about 15 years old. And we've already put in a lot of work into that car, like you know changed camshafts, like stuff we did like ourselves. The air conditioning was out on that car. We were out in Georgia weather, several summers without air in the car.
And the biggest thing was the what's it called again?
The alternator.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that got fixed, and so it was just it was kind of, you patch one thing and then the other thing, there's something else wrong with that. So
yeah.
but that is the reason why we needed something. We had just moved to the area. It was like a big metropolitan and a lot more driving, and so we needed to get to work and back. So
Yeah. So,
that's
um,
basically what happened with that. So also, we had another car kind of kaput. That's my car. That was my car I had like before we got married, and we kept it, and it is being towed away, leaving. It became it had over 250,000 miles on it, and it just one thing after the other, and the repairs just got to be so much.
but
Like,
yeah, but this one lasted a little bit longer than
yeah,
the white car
yeah.
right there.
Yeah, it was a '05. Now the white car, we did pizza delivery in that car. I did shipped, like I delivered groceries in that car. So there was a lot of, I guess you can say, riding it hard, stop and go kind of thing. This car was a Ford Escape, like I said, it's '05. I did a lot of long distance driving in it, but it held
Mm-hmm.
up. It held up pretty good and still had air, so that was great. Like, we were able to transport our kids in that one since it had air.
Even being transported away right there, it had air.
Yeah, I still had air. So I ended up just junking it. I probably could have sold it for parts individually. I think those tires on there were still pretty new, but anyway. So basically, we show that to show that we've got a newer car. Oh yeah, there it is, being like actually gone, like leaving.
Peace out.
I was a little emotional. So anyways, we show all that to show that we went with this newer car because of, I guess, the bad luck and just the experiences we've had with these quote unquote Dave cars. Like, the kind of, like, those two cars, they were paid for, and we bought them, cash, paid them off. Like, we didn't have any payments, and it was, living the good life, except, every now and then, when we take it for an oil change, the mechanic will tell us, hey,
There's something wrong.
you
Yeah.
know, and it was to be expected because, it's a high mileage car and so on and so forth. So our thought process was that if we get a newer car, we would pay the upfront costs upfront, that we would pay the higher costs up front versus paying for all these nitpicky repairs, on the back end. So that was our thought process. And we originally kind of went to the lots and saying we were going to pay, no more than like $5,000 or $6,000 or something like that. But that price went up because these salesmen, granted, I don't know if they were telling us the truth or not, but they were saying how we couldn't get a loan for that little amount because the cars you were looking at were quote unquote too old, like they were built
Too old or too much mileage.
or too much mileage, and that loan people wouldn't go through those kind of loans because I guess it was more of a liability.
Yeah, like the car had more risk of dying or needing to be turned back in or something
Right.
like that. So they didn't want to get into it.
So at first we thought, hey, they're just trying to make a commission. We'll go take our business elsewhere. Except we were getting that same story again. So there you have it. We got a 2011 Toyota RAV4, and we kind of did research. We wanted a car that had a reputation for lasting, and apparently Toyotas have a reputation for lasting, so we went that.
Yeah, and we got it for like 12 something plus their fees and to get the license plate and all this other stuff, the registration, all that, and ended up paying like 13 or having 13.9.
Yeah.
13,900 ish dollars as far as the principle of that. But the reason why we're making this video today is to talk about the challenges that we are now seeing now that we understand APR and the APR, the I think it's called annual percentage rate.
Correct.
Of the vehicle, and what it really means, what it does to our debt-free journey and all that stuff.
So it's not necessarily that we regret the car. I mean, we're glad that we have it, something much more reliable, but we regret the payments and what all that meant, because like I said, we did not have a payment for years, and so going back into a payment was difficult. Okay, so what it is that we regret is how much it did cost us and how much they're planning for it to cost us. Like the APR, it's huge. Actually, like it's almost unreal, and we didn't get a full understanding of it until after the fact.
So this is our principal balance right here. I didn't even press anything, and it just did that. So here's our principal balance, which is 13,731.25. Our payoff balance today is 13,824 if we want to pay it off today. And I'm avoiding account numbers, all that stuff. All right, here's the loan tracker right here. It says loan tracker status. It says so far we paid $622.52, and we owe $22,717.26.
So the loan is set to where our monthly payments are $311, and we've made 2 payments already. But yeah, as you can see, the payoff is so much higher than what we just saw. Like, this is what they expect. Like, that little green progress is just our 2 little payments, and they expect the bar to go all the way to the right, and we pay that much money to them.
So you might be asking, hey, you just showed that you said 12,000 and then 13.9. Okay, we understand that. What's up with $22,772.26? Explain that, Alina. What's up with that?
Yeah, so that's basically interest. Yeah, and our interest rate, does it show like what our interest rate is, or we just tell them? That was something that we didn't find out until after you pretty much decided on getting the car and you're in the little office, and it's like we could have walked, and Orrin and I, we went in there with a plan. We were going to walk if this, that, or whatever, but we just went ahead with it. Maybe
interest rate is right here. 17.82 APR.
Yeah, so that's huge. And the reason being because our credit is not that great. In fact, it's horrible because of, accounts being in collections and so on and so forth. So
okay, so the APR is the annual percentage rate. It says basically how much more you're going to be owing on your car in a year. Okay, so when you look at it as 17.82, you turn it into decimal mode, 0.1782, and then multiply that to your principal. It tells you how much more you have gained in that year. You want me to go ahead and show them?
Sure.
You remember the actual number, the principal number?
Wasn't it 13?
13.7.
Or 13.8, wasn't it?
That's the payoff.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it was 13.7, right?
I don't know how to get off of this anymore. Okay. Okay, so let's just say 13,700. So 13,700-ish times 0.1782 if you multiply that by that principal, you see that you're actually going to be paying an additional or owing an additional $2,441.34 by the end of that year. Now, some of this you might have actually paid on. So honestly, that 23 or that 22,000 that y'all saw, that's that's you after you paid on interest already. What is going to be left over? Like you're paying on interest every time you make a payment. But honestly, what we learned about was that interest accrues daily. So divide that by 365 days in the year, and you're paying $6.68. Or $6 technically, maybe 69 cents if you want to round it. And that's what you're really paying daily. Interest accrues daily. Every day, that little payoff thing that you saw grows. Every
So,
single day, that payoff gets a little bit higher.
yeah, that's just crazy to think about that every day our loan is growing by like $7, almost $7. Now, kind of how Orrin showed me, like if we were to pay on the principal, then, that number goes down. Like the lower our principal is, the less interest we're going to be paying. So,
Yeah, so let's say our principal, if we paid a large amount and we paid it down, so we only have $8,000 left on the principal, multiply that by 0.174, okay, 0.1782. Multiply that by, okay, 8,000. Okay, multiply that by 0.1782. That shows, 14,000, but whatever, but 365, it's only going to be $3.90 a day, and
yeah.
it looks small, and it looks, even $6 looks small, but if you multiply that by 30 days in a month, that's 117 extra dollars.
Right. And
Yeah.
that's what's crazy is that if we make a payment, like that's on the lower end, but if we make our 311 payment, $117 is just going to interest. It's going to interest for those 30 days from the time that we last made a payment.
Yeah.
Like interest has been building up to $170. And so most of our payment then, like our first payment, Warren, what was it? Like only $13 went to the principal.
Yeah, 13.
Because
So
of
13 out of
interest.
311.
Yeah.
So that's how much. Ugh, that looks so horrible. Yeah, that's how much went to the
Interest.
to the interest. Yeah.
Yeah. So we basically, and that's how they have it set up for you, like for it to stretch that, like we went with the 72 month term. They make it stretch that long because you're paying interest up front and you're barely hitting the principal. And so that interest stays at the highest rate it can. So
Yeah.
it's just that's what we didn't know, and that's what we I personally regret. It's like, man, like maybe we could have caught the bus or something, or just I don't know, like we could have waited, or I don't know, but
So like picture like when my wife and I were newlyweds, we would do practice fighting with pillows and punching a pillow. Picture interest like the pillow, and our real hand holding the pillow was the principal. You don't feel that much when someone's hitting a pillow and then hitting your hand. You're like hitting the pillow and then going through the pillow and hitting your hand. But the more pillows the person holds, you really aren't going to feel it. So day after day, if you're not paying on your loan, or if you're just letting the interest accrue, that pillow's getting bigger and bigger. Now it's slowly paying off if you're just, paying it off, like just making payments, but you're paying $10,000 in addition to what you're originally, signed up for, and what the cars are honestly worth. And the car is already losing value in itself, but that's another story. Like, you're paying so much more.
yeah. So it's crazy. Our plan to get rid of this loan, no other loan that we have, we have student loans, and that's it, but none of those other loans compare to this. Like they don't have this astronomical rate. So our plan is to get rid of this car loan as soon as possible and to hit it first, like to focus on that first. So our plan is to hit it with big chunks of money, basically, to get that principal down. Like, that's the name of the game. Hashtag get that principal down. Like, that's what we're trying to do. So we're using our stimulus money and some of our tax return to get a first baby step for us is to get the loan back in the four figures. Is, this 5-figure loan is just crazy. So we're going to try to get it down to like 9,000, and then make another, in the meantime still paying our monthly payments, but getting this big chunk of money and hitting it as much as we can. Like we've talked about, doubling up payments and just doing what we can to get rid of it. Our goal is to get rid of it by the end of the year, quite frankly.
I mean,
like, get rid of it.
I'm looking at these loan details right here, saying total interest paid $433.63. Like, that's money that's not going towards paying off your car, basically. We made 2 payments, roughly $622, and $433 of it went to interest. Now, the cool thing about it is if you pay your loan, if you're paying on your loan early, making early payments, more of that money goes towards your principal.
Yeah.
So that's a positive because, like we said, only 13 went towards principal the first time. It looks like the second payment we made, a lot more went towards the principal right there. I mean, it is just 100, maybe 70 something dollars, but it's still a lot more than $13. So paying your loans early if you can, as soon as you can, it will allow more to go towards the principal, which is really a positive thing.
Yeah. So if you pay, before that interest has time to accrue, then that will make the most of your dollars because that interest hasn't had the time. Like, so you kind of playing, you got to kind of play their game, I guess, with this car loan thing and find these strategies that could, save you a little money. And one being, paying at certain times. Okay, so that's our car loan. That's kind of our story of how we got it and what we plan to do to get rid of it, and just something we learned in the process. So hopefully that can help someone else before they kind of jump into it. At least, know what you're getting into, maybe shop around or have a good plan to get rid of it. Well, thanks for watching, y'all, and we'll talk with you again later.
Bye.